Okay, there we go. All right, so thank you very much for coming for this presentation. Great, it's a Sunday afternoon. People should spend time outside. It's beautiful. But I'll try to make the time worthwhile for you, absolutely. So as I introduced early, So as I introduced earlier, I came from Canada. I came to Canada in 2011, and I went to school right after I came to Canada. I graduated from Shirley School Business in 2014, and right after that, I did a lot of finance accounting job, and I feel like I really love this topic. So then I started my CPA in 2016. Believe it or not, I also have an engineering background, and I studied at He University of Technology in China. And I studied metal material, forging, like welding and foundry, very old technology. I don't like it, that's why I jumped right into business. So the majority of my time spent in my career is basically in business development. Can you see that, by the way? I see. Okay. So the majority of time I spent is basically in business development. I helped a Canadian company establish market in Asia Pacific, particularly China, and also in Malaysia. And then I helped a European company in Ontario develop local market over here. Then the rest of my time spent is basically in solar energy project merger acquisition and some corporate FP&A, which is financial planning analysis, and also some product costing stuff. So for this presentation, I want everyone over here get to know important accounting skills that is going to be very important for you to run a business, and understand why accounting financial management is so important to you as a business owner, particularly as a startup owner, okay? So with no further ado, here's the agenda. We're going to first of all touch base on why accounting, and we'll spend about 15-20 minutes in accounting 101 basics, and we jump right into two case studies. The two case studies are actually real companies. One of them is a small startup located in GTA area. It's in Mississauga. The other company is a huge Silicon Valley-based company. It's called Edison. We'll talk a lot more about how they failed and why they failed financially. So why accounting? And I think the key question we should ask is about what is accounting and why do you care? I mean, from your background, anyone can give me your perspective? Anything. There is no right and wrong. I mean, what's the purpose to come here then?
I guess it's about like looking at your managing the cost of your running your business. So being able to say like how much things are gonna cost and like taking that account into your revenue, and then being able to like project what you can invest in the future.
Absolutely, that's pretty nice. Yes. That's a purpose why you start a company, right? You need to make money, right? I mean, not that great guy. So anyway, so because this is a for startup owners presentation, I particularly picked a reason that is very tailored for you. I think it's going to be interesting for you to know. This is a study actually published in February this year by CB Insights, and what they did is they studied 101 business failure and asked their startup owners and say, hey, give me your top reasons why you failed your business. And from there, they get a top 20 reasons why the startup failed. So, of course, can you see that? Right? Okay. Anyway, so, I can't point that. But anyway, here, the top #1 reason is called no marketing. So, you create something that is beautiful, but because you're so into your own product, you create something beautiful, but nobody needs them. No wonder, absolutely, that's the top one reason that why you failed. By the way, on the right-hand side, 42%, that means 42% of the 101 startup owner who failed said this is one of the reasons why they failed. Okay? But the purpose for this presentation is related to financial management issues. So I want to draw your attention to a few things here. First of all, ran out of cash. 29% of the startup owner said ran out of cash, failed my business. Second one, pricing cost issue. That's what you just said. I probably got a wrong pricing. I probably got a wrong cost. Now failed my business. And the next one is lose focus. So I want to explain a little bit about what does this mean. There is a portion of this related to financial management, which means, say, you had a beautiful business and you had a good market, and later on, for whatever reason, maybe from your investors or from your husband or your wife, you get greedy and you want to focus on make a lot of money, then pack the company, sell them, let's go. So you essentially lose your focus, what made you success. You're destroying your company's value, and there you go. You don't care your customer, and your customer don't care you, then you basically lose. So there's a portion over there related to financial management. But let's ignore the last reason. The top two reasons add together, that's like 47%. So 47% of the 101 failure said financial management is one of the key reasons why we failed. So I think that's enough to let you know when you start a business, you absolutely have to pay attention to accounting, finance. Okay, accounting 101. So what is accounting? Another question here. I mean, you can generalize whatever reason is okay. All right, okay, let me give you a definition here. So in a business world, say you sell the product of bottled water, your activity, business activity is basically, I'm gonna buy water, buy a bottle, buy a label, and from my supplier, I'm gonna hire people to package them, and I'm gonna hire people, maybe buy a location to distribute all those stuff. So all those activity from when you buy raw material and set up a location to sell the stuff, then later on made a sales, made a money. The whole entire activity, every single thing is called business activity. And accounting, what accounting does in a very narrow definition would be, he's going to track every single thing in numbers and put them into a very sophisticated accounting system. That accounting system is going to spit out some important reports for two different groups of people. One of the group is called external investors. It's like your bankers when you want to borrow money, and also stock market who's going to invest in you. So these guys is going to read the financial statement and tell you, okay, I'm making good money from you. You guys making good progress, and asset is going well, and you have good turnaround of your asset. So I'm going to invest my money over here. For internal user, it's like executive management team here. What they do is basically get reports, understand my operating efficiency, where the issue, why the morale is low, is maybe because we have a centralized decision system that is causing people's morale is going low. So stuff like that. So that in general, that is what called accounting. I mean, as a business owner, you don't really need to know a lot about accounting or finance here, but that doesn't mean you don't have accountability to know the important things about accounting, because business is really about, a lot of times is about managed by accounting and finance. Okay, so first thing is accounting equation. it's asset equals liability, asset equals liability plus equity. Asset in the business term, it really means, say you bought a equipment and you're gonna make the bottle of water and you're gonna sell this for $2. And when you got the $2, you generate $2 cash to you. So that piece of equipment is actually generating future cash flow for you. So anything that is long-term in your company can generate future cash flow, that's called asset. Liability is very simple. It's just like you own somebody's money. All right? And equity is basically asset minus liability. It represents the residual value of your company. And so that means you own the residual value of your company. You don't own everything there because your liability, your bankers own a portion of your company.
Question: why liability is part of asset?
It's not part of asset. It's liability is liability. So asset equals liability.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah. And also, you need to get yourself familiar with 3 financial statements: balance sheet, income statement, and also a cash flow statement. So I won't talk too detailed about this because this is a huge topic. In the college, I think they're going to spend 2 or 3 terms, full term, 12 weeks to study just these 3: balance sheet and income statement. But I'll let you know what balance sheet looks like, the income statement looks like, and cash flow, what they do. So balance sheet basically tells you at a point of time, what kind of asset do you have in your company? How much do they worth on the book? And also at the same time, how much do you owe your supplier? How much do you owe your bankers? Whatever that liability will be, and also your residual value of that company. That is very important portion, equity, because that represents how much capacity you can borrow money. I'll touch base on that later. Income statement is for a period of operation, say 3 months, you sold the $500 worth of bottled water, then you incur some expense. So the net of the revenue and the expense is called net profit. It basically represents the profitability of your company. How well are you making money? If you have a big percentage as net income, that means your company it has a very good capability to generate profit for you. Cash flow, there are 3 different cash flow, operating cash flow, investing cash flow, and also financing cash flow. Operating cash flow is very simple. It's just like I mentioned earlier. You have business activity. You buy the supplies, then you sell them, and those cash flow relate to those activity. It's called operating cash flow. $2 you sold out and you got that cash in. That's operating cash flow. Cash flow into your business. Okay, so there will be time you're going to need money to expand, or you don't have money to pay for the supplier. You're going to go somewhere to find money, banks, or you go to raise some money from equity investors. So in that time, that's where your money comes in, and that's called financing activity in a very narrow definition. Investing is when you got money, I'm going to spend my money. So I'm going to spend my money by equipment. That's investing money. Okay? So I highly recommend that after this presentation, in the future, before you start a business, or if you already start a business, absolutely go Google and find out what this really tells you, what does this help you, what those financial statement tells you. Okay. So, your business owner might not come from a finance accounting background. Don't worry about it. Nobody knows everything. So, from my perspective and also my experience working with quite a few startup companies, help them out, I think there are 3 things you have to pay attention to. The first thing is cost and price. That really means if you don't know your cost and you price it wrong, two things could happen. If your real cost is very high, then you basically losing money. Then you're gonna have to shut down someday, right? But if you price too high, that means you're gonna lose potential customer, right? So you can't beat your competition. And second thing is debt. I personally really do not like debt. So the first time I get into debt is I came to Canada. I borrowed a lot of money to finance my education. And believe me, after I graduated, and the first few years is really tough. Because every day I need to think about how much I need to save, because somebody is going to call me and ask for the money back. So the first few years is really tough for me. I can't spend money. I see my bank account grows, but suddenly one day it dropped to zero. So that's not good. But from a company's perspective, that can be good, that can be really bad. If you have a product, the market really needs it, you just don't have money to expand, and you can take on debt, and that debt is going to help you grow very fast. But if you see someday you need money and you don't have a product that the market needs it, basically you don't have income, then the debtors or the creditors coming back to you asking money back. They're going to liquidate your company. They're going to take away your collaterals easily. So that can flip over your business very quickly for sure. And also last thing is the cash at the very beginning. You need to really pay attention to your cash. So my two case study will touch base on all three of the things. It's real life stuff, and I think it's going to be very interesting. So the first case I'm going to demonstrate, I call this the owner only has passion and he don't care about the fundamentals. When I say fundamentals, meaning your numbers, and because you're over passion, don't know about anything about number, then you fail business. Okay, so this is actually talking about cost and price. So case in point, so the owner, this business is juice business or smoothie, green smoothie. The owner start the business with a cause because he sees a lot of suffering from his family. His family has type 2 diabetes, and he is a nutritionist, by the way. So he wants to cure his family members by eating healthy and living healthy. So actually, he told me he actually reversed one of his family members type 2 diabetes, and also helped one of his friends as well. So later on, he started his business with a vision, changed the vision to better performance and health. Okay, so the way he achieved his vision to deliver better health and performance is to make his product really accessible to everybody. I mean, he wants everybody can afford to buy one of his products and drink them every day. So that is very key information over here, because he's very passionate about this. And his product is basically 100% natural, and there's no additive, there's no sugar added at all. It's whole food. It's not like cold pressed juice. There's no they filter all the fibers, like minerals. This is a whole food, everything inside. Okay, and its product size 500 milliliters small bottle. When you go to gym and finish, you drink that. Or there are 2 liters jugs. He has retail store inside a gym, and I think it's very good because people go to gym, typically want to live a healthy lifestyle. That's how they deliver. Also, he do some off-site events, knock the door to the big corporation. So when they approached me and my friends, we discuss a lot, and we talk. We walk into their company and talk to their employees and customers. These are the symptoms that is happening in the company. Okay, so the good news is this company has been in business for 34 months. That's a great news, because it's almost 3 years, and seldom a lot of business failed before that. And secondly, the customer really love the product, and we know for a fact that there's a lot of return customer. So that definitely has a value to the customer. And also, the customer love this owner for sure. And the sales is growing in general. I mean, it's like probably 20% to 30% year over year sales growth. But here's the bad news. They're operating in loss for 97% of the time and losing thousands of dollars every month. So just give you a perspective, $1,000, what does that mean to you? So he's probably making $8,000 to $10,000 monthly sales, and a few $1,000s is a lot compared to his situation. So that's how much he loses. And there's no sign that he's narrowing this gap. Also, owner is happy about it, he's not happy about employee. And also, when we ask the employee is not very happy working over there. So what is really the issue over here? So, I mean, for me, from a finance or accounting background guy, this tell me, okay, you have a revenue goes up, and people love your product, you have a value to your customer, and your customer loves you, and you're still losing money. Why is that? And the gap is getting bigger. So for me, there might be something wrong with the cost, and there might be something with labor cost as well, because the employee is not happy. That might mean a high turnover. So the issue, what I found, is really here. For financial record, there's only 25 months of records for 34 months of business. So from starting month 1 to month 25th. After that, it's nothing. So his bookkeeper left, and who knows what that reason is. So there's nothing left. So after 25 months, no records. And also income statement, it's cash-based instead of accrual-based. So give you a little bit information why this is so important. Say you sold $500 product, and your customer just paid you $200. He's going to pay you next month for $300. If it is cash-based, you're going to read your financial statement as, okay, I made $300 sales. But in reality, that month you sold $500 product. So that really distorts the real situation, what happened to your company. So that's cash-based statement. That's absolutely does not tell you anything. So cash flow statement, when I asked, can you give me this or tell me how you spend your money, how you collect your money, and I don't know what's that. So my conclusion at that moment is basically, okay, this owner lacks a basic understanding of the importance of financials. That's what happens when the bookkeeper left. He does not hire anybody else to do this job, and he does not even know what's cash flow. What does that mean? So I grabbed the income statement from there. I look into the big items. I don't want to spend too much time over there, so I look into the big items. So the number one cost over there is the cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold basically means everything costs to make one bottle of the water. In his situation, is the juice. So that's 65%. And by the way, he got it wrong. All of that cost is just raw material. It doesn't include any labor or depreciation cost of your equipment. Number two cost, no doubt, 64% is payroll. Together, 129% of sales. You will never ever be able to make money. That's what happened. He knows that, but so he doesn't have all the costs. I basically spent one day over there and did a lot of cost study for him. Here is his real cost. At the bottom, $9.13. I'm not going to tell you how much he sell, but I tell you his price is way lower than $9. So remember earlier I mentioned this owner is so passionate about helping people to cure the disease, right? So he wants everybody to afford those. What he does is priced based on raw material cost. He figured out, okay, my raw material cost is probably $2, and labor maybe not that much. I'm just going to give them a $3, $4 price stuff. Okay, that's how he get into this trouble. And the real trouble is over here. So it's called contribution. So I want to give you some information. Pay attention to this thing. This is very important. It doesn't matter if you're a product company or a software company, contribution margin is really important. So what really the contribution margin means here is you want to make this bottle of juice, and you will incur two types of different costs. One type of cost is called variable cost. The other type of cost is called fixed cost. Variable cost is basically like this. Ingredients, bottle cap, label, and direct labor. That really means only if you produce this bottle of water or bottle of juice, then you will incur this kind of cost. If I'm not going to produce this product, I'm going to save this $1.50 and $1, $2.5. By the way, this number are not real numbers. It's just to show as an example. So that's variable overhead. For example, $2.50. And also, you're going to have a fixed cost. Fixed cost really means when you start a business, it doesn't matter if you are operating or open that day. It doesn't matter if you're selling the product. You gotta have to spend those money. You are owner. I'm going to take a salary. If I'm sick or if I'm not happy, I don't want to working today, I still take that salary. Also, my store manager salary. If I shut down my door today, he's still get paid at that $3,000 amount. And also the rent, the same thing. It's gonna be there forever. If you start a business, you're gonna pay the rent. So total rent is $8,000. It's just also an example. So I'm getting to the point that contribution margin really means your price minus variable cost. So think about it. If my price does not cover those variable costs, how am I going to cover my fixed costs, right? Only if I have a margin over that variable cost, then I can make to cover my fixed costs. Once my fixed cost is covered, then I can make money. So in this case, say this bottle of juice is $75. I have a contribution margin of $2.50. So what that means, I need to sell 3,200 bottles of juice to break even, right? So that's what it really means. So once you sold 3,200 units, you can start making profit. For every additional sale, you make $2.50. That's what contribution margin means. Questions?
But this is already, you already determined you already reprice it. It's not the original price, which is the owner putting very low.
Those numbers here is just for demonstration.
Yeah, I know. But you say initially because the reason the owner keep losing money, one of the things is he priced it too low.
Correct. Yeah, I'm getting to that point now.
Oh,
so
okay.
early, yeah, he's total at the bottom line is losing money, but at this level, he's still losing money. So what I'm trying to get over here is that if you are not going to have any contribution margin, that means at any point, it doesn't matter how much you sell, you're gonna just keep losing money.
Yeah, the more you sell.
Right, the more you sell, the more you lose money.
Yeah.
So here's his product line. At the bottom here, look at that. Contribution margin, everything is negative. That means the more he sells, the more he's gonna lose money. So he's asking some recommendation. So here's getting the very top point now. So my recommendation is 3 here. You got one choice. You're gonna have to shut down because the more you sell, the more you're gonna lose money. So there's no point in operating this business. Secondly, okay, I really want this business, just increase price. In his situation, that is not even possible. I think that's just not possible. You're gonna have absolutely rebrand this product. Why? Because when you sell $5 or $4 for a bottle, you have a different category of customer. Their needs are different. When you increase the price, say you're gonna sell them for $8, there will be a different group of people buying that. You don't know those guys. Do they really not like this?